here with Cameron Bonsi from Coast of Maine.
I'm back here.
Yep, he's going to answer all your soil questions. And today we're going to show you how we plant our dahlias. People were wicked excited about this on Instagram and Facebook, so we want to show you how to do it. As always, ask any questions that you have. We're here to help. So the kids at farm camp kept asking me, where do dahlias come from? Because dahlias come from tubers, but the kids wanted to know, where do the tubers come from? I thought that was such a good question. I had to find the answer. So this is where a dahlia tuber comes from. We are in the process of making a first season dahlia tuber right here and right here. Isn't that amazing, Cameron?
That's awesome.
Do you want to know how I did that?
Well, how did you do it?
Thanks for asking.
Yeah,
So,
I see that. Was that in the script that we went over beforehand?
So here's what happened. The kids were dying to know where tubers come from, and here's the answer. They come from dahlia seeds. What? Dahlia seeds? Dahlias come from seeds? Yeah, they do. When your dahlia grows, let it go. Like, it's so hard. Don't harvest it. But if you do that, it'll start to produce dahlia seed. And you actually plant that seed, and in the first year, it will produce a plant that will grow just like a regular dahlia, but it'll produce a couple new dahlia tubers. So this is where tubers come from. This first generation plant will produce about 2 to 3 tubers, and then those tubers, the next year, will be a regular mother tuber and produce 7 to 12 tubers of their own.
Wow.
Isn't that so cool?
That's
So I
really
love
cool.
that about dahlias. Not only do they give you a really high quality, beautiful flower, but they also give you dahlia tubers, and not just one, but like a dozen of them. So when you're planting your dahlias, whether you're planting from an established tuber or a start like this, what you're gonna do is just put it right into the soil line and cover right at the base there. If you have some leaves that look yellow and tired, go ahead and take those off. I just pinched them off with my finger, just like that. Never pinch off more than 1/3 of a plant at a time, just as a general rule. That just stresses a plant out no matter what you're doing. So with dahlias, they are a big plant. They're going to require staking. We know that. So you want to have that in mind. If you know that you have a plant that's going to require staking or tying up, make sure you put them in vertical lines so that the lines that you add for support are easy to put above the plants. With dahlia spacing, we space our dahlias 10 to 12 inches apart. So with these varieties here, because these are first season, I want them to stay in the same area, and I'm going to put those in, pinch off those tired looking leaves, and then go 8 to 10 to the next one. And the reason I'm doing that is so that I'm keeping them in a line so that I can add my my lines to tie up into, and that I'm also spacing, because they will get pretty wide. A dahlia gets about 18 inches wide, I would say, like a big bush. And the more airflow, air circulation, and light you can get to that plant is going to help with disease and pest control management. When you have a dahlia tuber like this, your tuber might be bare like this, or it might also just have a sprout coming up the top already, which is an awesome sign of life. When you're planting a dahlia tuber, it's going to be a little different than planting the actual plant. Your tuber is going to go into the ground so that the neck is facing up, and you want to have 3 to 4 inches of soil or organic matter on top. When we are, dahlias are awesome to mulch with, and when you mulch with your dahlias, that helps with retaining moisture and also helps to keep weed management down. When you are mulching with dahlias, using grass clippings and leaf mulch is awesome for dahlia tubers. When you're watering your dahlias, using a drip line irrigation is best. Top watering, as you can see, I put my dahlias next to my tomatoes. The reason I do that is because we're going to give their staking support is the same. So they're going to get all the same stakes and twine for support. But also, I don't top water the tomatoes or the dahlias. They're all going to get drip line irrigation, and that's because it's better for their leaves and fruit and flowers to have water at the base and not on the leaves. If you think about it, in the heat of the day like today is like 95 and sunny, if I were to top water those tomatoes and dahlias, they would have a speckled, tired looking burnt on their leaves. So we're trying to avoid that by using drip lines. So check this out. Look over here. So these are all in these 2 rows. we have 390 dahlias
Wow.
in these two rows. So these were just transplanted a few days ago. You can see that they're kind of looking a little tired. That's totally okay, guys. Don't panic if they look like this. They're seriously just adjusting to the environment right now. But what I like to do is just go through, if they have dead leaves, I'm just gonna pluck those off. But the thing to pay attention to, Cameron, is always look at new growth. And if the new growth looks healthy and green, you're good to go. So the new growth looks good. This is just tired, it's acclimating, and that doesn't worry me because I look at all of this new growth and it looks fantastic and lush and green. So it's great. So that's how we plant our field dahlias. Remember, if you're planting something that already has a sprout, just leave that up above soil line so it can reach the sun. If you're planting a tuber, make sure that has 3 to 4 inches of organic matter covering it. By organic matter, I mean Coast of Maine Castine mix, leaf mulch, grass clippings, anything like that. And then make sure that you have staking so you can tie them up because they do need support, or they'll do a lot better with support. And try to bottom water with drip lines as opposed to using an above head sprinkler. Okay, so that's how we take care of our dahlias here. Please let us know if you have any questions. I absolutely love playing with dahlias because you get to play with the flower, the tuber, the seeds. Like, oh, this plant has so many things to get crazy about. So I hope you enjoy it. Please let us know if you have any questions. And always stop by the farm and come see us. And we'll be selling dahlias in August. So come and get some then.